How is everybody doing? I kept on getting messages today asking if I was going to go live. I wasn't gonna. Um, I had some stuff to take care of today. I had groups this morning. Had to go get my second Vivitrol shot in my ass, no less. Um, Second Vivitrol shot. It wasn't bad. And then I went to a NA meeting, which was very good. Went over a little bit longer than what we expected. Um,
And act right.
had a 2 year anniversary for a gentleman. Um,
It is.
so we celebrated that, and then we had a business meeting and stuff. So it was good. It was a good day, good evening. Came over to Tammy's dad's, and um, he made us dinner. Good evening, Beth Ann. Hope everything is well with you. Not sure if everybody can hear me, good or not, but hopefully they can. Um, but yeah, everything is good. It's just going to be, I don't know, maybe like an open night, you know, questions, any kind of questions or anything like that. Being that I'm doing this, I don't really have the time to answer questions. So whatever questions, and if Tammy comes in, um, she'll answer questions, or she'll ask me. She'll say, she'll tell me the question or whatever, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. So, you know, I see little Rojo. Oh, hey there, my cup of cake. How's my cup of cake a doing? But yeah, Ro did some shorts. Like, I don't know what the deal is with her. She did. She's like the short fucking queen, isn't she? I mean, I know she's a couple fucking crayons short of a box, and I know she ain't the brightest crayon in the box because she can't spell mooch. You can't understand half the words out of her fucking mouth, for Christ's sakes. Um, but yeah, that's how my day is. Week was good. Hope everybody else's week was good. Ooh, who's Marshmallow? 100-year-old. I got your 100-year-old Marshmallow, buddy. Um, Listen, just because I got gray hair, buddy, doesn't mean I'm old. You
I
want
hope you look good at that age.
if you want to hang with the big dogs, if you want to play with the big dogs, you better be able to hang with the big dogs. That's all I'm saying. Guaranteed. But let's get off that bullshit because that's another jerk me job. Okay. But yeah, the week was good. Did my groups, did some meetings. Just continuing my sobriety. Um, don't worry, anybody gets out of hand here, my moderators will definitely take care of you. Mama Bear, make sure you message the other ladies, let them know that we're live. And yep, my buddy Big E is in here too. Look at that. Who's this marshmallow fella? I really like to know who the hell he is or she is. Oh, are you one of Andrew's little minions? Are you them little eyes in the bushes?
Wait a minute.
Okay, are you them little eyes in the bushes? Listen, no matter what. Oh, so Mama Bear knows Marshmallow. Okay. They only have 12 subs.
I told him not to back.
Okay.
But ignore that.
But yeah, it was a good week. Like I said, working on my sobriety, getting things straight. looking into the future, trying to situate shit to where, things will get better. Um, it is what it is. Life is what you make it. You want an easy life, you make it your easy life. You want a hard life, you make it hard. Um, I've just learned that the alcohol does not, the alcohol does not fit well in my life. So I had to come up with a decision to quit, and it's a good thing. It really is. It really is a good thing. Um, because I would become an asshole at times under the influence of alcohol, especially if somebody pissed me off or somebody said the wrong thing or whatever the case may be. So I don't need to be that person anymore. You live and learn. 53 years old, I'm not getting any, just, trying to make life. But, whatever you guys want to ask away. Whatever you guys want to talk about, let's talk about it. You want to talk about everyday living, everyday life, let's go. I have no problem with that. You have any questions for me about, my past or anything like that? I'll be more than glad to answer anybody's questions, as long as I know you, and as long as your identity can be verified, because I have people out there watching too, so don't worry about that. Just to let you know, my mods will not tolerate any bullshit per se. Hello, Helen, someone. You can't sleep. Listening from UK. Very, welcome. Nice you joined. So yeah, let's talk about everyday life. Everyday life is part of, growing up, being taught what life is going to throw at you. My father was a very hard worker. My mom was a stay-at-home mom for many, many years, which was, we were very grateful for, because we were able to spend time with our mother. At least we had one of our parents home, not like today, both parents have to work, because everything is, everything is so expensive, and, you need two incomes, and then you have people out there that just take advantage of the system, more or less, don't want to go out and work, or have some poor excuse. So going back to mine, my childhood was decent. I remember a lot of good times with my mom and my dad, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. The boating, the fishing, the camping, dirt bike riding, four-wheeler riding, snowmobile riding, camping trips, even just weekend getaways. You never know where you're going. A lot of good memories, so when you get to a certain age, you think you know everything. You think the grass is greener on the other side. And in that case, when I hit a certain age, I thought the grass was greener on the other side, So I started skipping school and taking off and not coming home, and, not having a care in the world of what my mother and father thought, because I thought I knew, it all, So it got to a point that, I got placed, I got put away. I was in an all boys facility, maximum secure facility, for 22 months. You know, I was over 4 or 5 hours away from my mother and father. It's not like my mother and father can come and see me every weekend. You know, um, where my parents live now, I was all the way in Rochester, and like I said, I was in an all boys maximum secure facility. You know, you can't. They said that you couldn't run away from it. Unfortunately, I did. You know, I hopped a train in Rochester and made it all the way to Albany. Me and this other young boy. Um, this young boy, we got off the train in the port of Albany, and we got off the train and walked through the streets. And of course, I used to hang out in the streets up there all the time when I was younger and stuff like that. So I knew how Albany was. And he got so scared and nervous that he turned himself in because he'd never seen so many black people. You know. So he turned himself in. He ended up going back to where we were at in Buffalo, or Rochester, I should say. And I didn't get caught until like 5 days later. And that's when they gave me an additional like 8 months or whatever the case may be. So I had to do 22 months. I actually got out 2 weeks before Christmas, and it's like 2.5 months before my 18th birthday, because they can only keep you until you're 18. So yeah, and then I got out of there, and I had my daughter. I was 19 when the girl that I was with got pregnant. I was too young to be a father. I don't regret it, because I do love my daughter. She was the first true love of my life. I still love my daughter. I love all my kids. Just wish things would have been different. But life is not a bag of. Life is definitely not a box of chocolates. You live. I guess it comes down to you grow. As you get older, you try to learn from your mistakes, I should say. I did to a certain point, but then, of course, you think the grass is greener on the other side. It's not like that. I had parents that loved me and supported me and all that. Maybe I was a fortunate one. I know there's a lot of kids in today's society that don't have that love and support. Yes, we weren't coddled as kids as much as these fucking parents coddle their kids now. Back when I was a kid, we didn't have these fucking devices. Cell phones and computers and game systems. I was all excited when I can't remember how old I was, maybe 10, 11, 12 maybe. And we got the Atari when the Atari came out. That was a big thing, back then, Us kids were looking forward to Friday, because we got to stay up late on Friday and Saturday nights, Well, yeah, like I said, this live will be a little bit different in the beginning here. And then, maybe we'll get into the nitty-gritty, But, I don't hold my parents liable for any of my wrongdoing growing up, I knew right from wrong. They taught me right from wrong. So, whatever I chose to do, I did, If I wanted to drink, I drank. If I wanted to smoke weed, I smoked weed. If I wanted to do this, I did that. Yeah, it didn't matter, My parents didn't have no influence on me with that, And one thing I can sit here and say, and it's like I'll tell you just like I told my groups. I chose the road that I went down for many, many years. I never, growing up through my childhood, I never, ever seen my mother and father drink in front of us kids, and I'm the oldest. Then I have a sister, and then I have a brother. My siblings, my sister and brother. I'm very close with them. I may not talk to them every day. I may not talk to them once a week. But they reach out to me and I reach out to them. They have their own lives. I have my own life. Just like my mom and dad. I may not talk to my mom and dad every day or once a week, but I talk to them. But they have their own lives. They're both retired. And so they do day trips. They go out. So with that being said, I told you a little bit about me. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty. Bro, I don't know where the fuck you see a dent on my head, but the only fucking dent you're gonna see is the one that I give you in your forehead. Okay? You got a big dent in your fucking face. It's called your mouth. You have no fucking teeth. Okay? Big fucking dent right there. Every time you fucking speak, that's all that comes out is out of your dent. Okay? You and Andrew should fucking pair up. Maybe you guys can get a fucking set of dentures together. Okay? It just sucks to be you. Because all you can do is shorts. You don't have the balls to do a fucking live? None of you motherfuckers have the balls to come up on my fucking panel? Talk shit to me? You guys want to do these shorts? I call all you cocksuckers out every fucking time I get on a live. Every time. But you guys don't want to do shit. Yes, Helen, they could. They could share a pair. They could swap one. Bro, you get a pair set of dentures. 1 week you wear them. Next week Andrew wears them. You guys can swap back and forth. I wouldn't really recommend that. Because God only knows what fucking kind of diseases either of you have. Listen, I noticed that Ro did a short and she had a little chihuahua on the fucking couch. That chihuahua's got more balls and bite than you, bitch. And besides, you can't fucking bite. You ain't got no teeth. You ain't got no teeth. Come on. What are you going to do? Gum my ankle to death? Nibble on my big toe? You guys are so full of your fucking bullshit, it's unreal. But it'll come out in the end. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe. Ro, you think you know me so well. You think you know Tammy so well. I seen a live that you were picking on Tammy's weight. You might want to pick on Haley's weight. You might say Mama Bear's fat. You might talk all this shit. But you want to know something? Look at Andrew's wife. Listen, that bitch. Listen, you're supposed to have separation here. You're supposed to have head, neck, shoulders. That's Elisa. She has no fucking neck. Head, shoulders. Now, if you want to go there, okay, if you want to go there, let's talk about her ankles. Let's talk about her ankles. The bitch ain't got ankles. The bitch has got cankles. Because the fat from her fucking top, from the bottom of her knee, that goes down to her fucking foot is nothing but one big fat fucking jelly roll. Okay? Listen, she's so fucking round and so fucking fat. When was the last time she was able to shave her fucking hoo-ha? Let me guess. Andrew, you stick your head underneath that big belly roll right there, you pry it up and you shave it for her, don't you? Huh? Huh? Come on. You guys don't want to talk about weight. Because listen, Elisa is one fat, nasty bitch. Okay? She's got a fucking boil on her fucking armpit that fucking pisses fucking fluid out of it and stinks. Come on, really? Where'd you get that from? Shaving? Fucking idiots. You guys have no fucking clue what you're talking about. So come on, keep on coming at me, Andrew. You think you have a pit bull. You think Ro's your pit bull. Okay? She ain't shit. Okay? You got fucking that chick in back of her that fucking laughs like she's a I don't even know what kind of animal to describe that. That's something that I would probably want to fucking shoot for one. To put it out of his fucking misery. Alright? And I'm an avid hunter. I'm very good with a fucking shot, I'll tell you that. Compound bow, crossbow, and whatever else you want to put in my hand. I'm a good shot. Okay? So, Ro, if you want a dent in your forehead, I got you, girl. I got you. I can put a dent in your forehead, no problem at all. Better yet, you know what? We're going to get on this subject too. You know, Candace sits there and talks about this hammer and takes pictures of hammers and all that shit. I'll use the same hammer on your forehead. Okay? I'll pretend I'm hitting a fucking nail and I'll pretend it's your fucking head. Okay? You know what, Mama Bear? No, she don't laugh. They don't laugh like a hyena. You know who laughs like a fucking hyena? It's fucking Dippy. She laughs like a fucking hyena. I'd put that fucking wild boar out of its fucking mind, okay? That wild animal needs to be put the fuck down. Okay? So let's talk about weight. Let's talk about weight. Listen, there's no problem with a little bit of thickness here and there on a girl. Okay? But Andrew, you like your fucking women obese. And when I say obese, let me tell you something. They would need a fucking hoist. A fucking 5-ton hoist to put her in one of those bath fitter bathtubs. Because she couldn't fit her fat ass in the fucking door to get in there. Okay? So you want to talk about fat girls? Bro? Talk to your boy Andrew. He'll let you know all about fat girls because that's all he's ever been with. He likes his girls fat. For the fact is because they can't run from them. They got to roll away from them. And they better hope they're on top of a fucking hill to be able to go down that fucking hill. Okay? Like I said before, you got Mrs. Puff and Squidward. That's Andrew and Elisa. Okay? Or you can get Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. Okay? If fucking Elisa sat on you, Andrew, you'd look like fucking pigs in a blanket. Okay? So let's talk about it, Andrew. I know you're probably restreaming me all you want, and I really don't give a fuck. You wanna restream me to make yourself fucking views? Go at it. I don't care. I don't care because that's the only way you can make any kind of fucking money. Okay? You can't work. You're a lazy motherfucking piece of shit. You listen, if jerking off was a job, you'd fucking fail at that too. You'd probably quit because you probably couldn't do it good enough. So, Ro, let me know. Where's the dent in my forehead? This is called a separation between my fucking eyebrows, okay? Unlike you got a fucking unibrow. You're probably fucking half Sasquatch. Okay? Just like Stephanie, Elisa's sister. Okay, you want to sit there and talk shit? You put yourself in this situation, Stephanie. And as a matter of fact, just to let you know, I think you were in Gloversville. Because they did have a Sasquatch sighting. We're only in September. We're not even in November. I mean, I understand that fucking November is No Shave November, but I thought that meant for men, not women. Sully, we talk about everything and anything here. If you don't really like what we're talking about, you can leave. Thank you very much and have a good night. So come on, Andrew. Come on, Ro. Come on, Andrew. Get your pit bull. I'm scared of her. Ooh. Andrew, you of all people should know by now. I ain't scared of nobody. Whatever anybody ever says does not bother me. I take it with a grain of salt. Throw it over my shoulder. As a matter of fact, I'll go flick it like that, like it's a fucking cockroach. Okay? Speaking of cockroaches, you want to talk about cockroaches, Andrew? Let's talk about cockroaches. All right. You know that big table that I ended up getting from that guy, that gentleman that time? Okay. Well, when I took it from your fucking house, you know how much fucking disinfectant I had to use on that fucking thing? Because that thing was infested with fucking cockroaches from your fucking house. You fucking scumbag. Okay? Wash your ass a little bit. Please. Because you probably got cockroaches crawling out of that motherfucking hole too. So see, Andrew, you guys think because I use the language that I use and I get a little irate sometimes, you guys think you guys are getting underneath my skin? Well, guess what? It ain't working. Ha ha.
I'm just having fun.
It sucks to be you. I'm just having fun.
Yes.
But see, that's what it's supposed to be about. It's about having fun. You don't know how to have fun. Jerking off to you is a job. And like I said before, you'd fucking quit that job too because you wouldn't be good at that. Andrew, you couldn't even go to a fucking cow farm and get a job milking a cow because you would get so excited to where the fucking farm, the head farmer, the owner of the farm, would probably catch you sucking on the nipples of the cow. And for your sake, I hope it's the cow and not the bull, okay? Because you're going to get filled up with a lot of bull semen, okay? You might want to share a little bit of that with Ro, okay? Ro the hoe. Bunch of trolls tonight. Damn, I know. I love trolls. Andrew's got his little minions. Oh boy. Do all you motherfucking minions got your costumes on?
Any of these guys got jobs?
Come on. Any of you guys got jobs? Come talk to me. Listen, I'm sure you guys haven't really met me yet. Ask Andrew about me. That's your buddy. Your butt buddy. Okay?
I think they all want Andrew.
Andrew, I'm fucking jealous, really. You got all these little fucking minions following me to bring back information to you. That's fucking sad. No, not you, Helen. You're good. You're good, Helen. Don't worry about it. Mama Bear's got it. Trust me. I got people in there that are watching. Don't believe that. Not all my favorite girls are in here yet, but I'm sure they will be. Trust and believe that. So come on, Andrew, let's talk about weight. Let's talk about fatness. Okay? You can talk all the shit you want. You want to know something? Every female that I talk to on my YouTube panel, they're not fat. Okay? Your wife is fucking fat. She is obese. Okay? And this is the type of person that you brought out of me. Because I would never, ever in my life, ever thought that I would talk this much shit about you people. Okay? About you and Elisa. But you brought it out. All because I spoke to Mama Bear. That's it. All you could have done was all she had to do was come to me and say, you know what, I'd appreciate it if you didn't discuss anything with Mama Bear. Okay, that would have been fine, but not to react the way she reacted. That's a little overreaction, I could say. But no, you guys like playing those games, you know. That's one thing I noticed with you guys up here in Gloversville, honestly. I can cause my own drama and my own bullshit in my own life by myself. I do that all by myself, and I am fucking good at it, trust me. But I definitely don't need to deal with that bullshit, okay? Because even before you and Elisa got together, it was bullshit with fucking Elisa and fucking Joanne, okay? I dealt with that. Then she goes from Joanne to her brother Joe, which is my uncle. Not like keeping it in the family. Okay? Then she gets back with you. Why? I have no fucking clue.
Ignore that though. Ignore it. I'm Mama Bear, take care of it.
Who asked me if I drink anything this evening?
Nikki.
Yeah, I'm drinking something this evening. You want to see it? It's called a cup of fucking coffee. Now, see, if you came in the beginning of the live, you would have heard about my sobriety. you would have you would have heard that I'm going to get help. That I've been sober for 41 days now. I get the Vivitrol shot. That's a good question, Helen. Why do all these people around those creators pass away? That is a very, very good question. And you want to know something? I cannot answer that. I truly cannot answer that. I wish I could. I mean, yes, our days are not our days are limited. So I'm very grateful when I wake up in the morning and I can put my 2 feet on that floor. I can take a shower by myself. I can wash myself. I can brush my own teeth. I can cook. I can clean. I can take care of my animals. I work. I do my groups. I do my therapy. You know, I take care of myself. But yes, this is a cup of coffee for whoever's asking. And honestly, it's really none of your fucking business what I'm drinking. Okay? Just to put that out there. But since you
This is
asked,
funny.
I did just a cup of coffee, you know. I like it light and sweet like I like my women, you know. Maybe with a little fat to it. Not too much fat, just a little.
They wouldn't be able to compare to me when I was in my bed.
You know, if you guys really want to see these women when they were younger, you know, as you get older, yeah, you gain a few extra pounds. So fucking what? I mean, I believe in that saying, more cushion for the pushing. But holy fuck, Andrew. That's like a fucking queen size waterbed right there. That's like going deep sea fishing and catching fucking Willie. What are we making? A new Willie movie? The female version? Or are we making a new fucking live SpongeBob movie with all you and your little minions? It's going to be SpongeBob Minion Town. What are we going to do here? Huh? Helen, you're more than welcome to come on this panel anytime you feel you want to. Anytime you want to come on this panel, you're more than welcome to.
Barely.
Okay? Hmm?
Mama, get Mommy, Barely.
So, Andrew, come on. I know your little minions are trolling me. Where'd they go? Where'd they go, Andrew? Are you streaming? Are you restreaming me to make your live tonight?
Not so far.
Huh? You got your little minions watching me? Hey, little minions.
Hey, I must be doing.
Hey, I got some. Wait a minute. I got something for you in my pocket. Hold on. I got it. Okay? That's what you guys wanted to see. No, Mama Bear, he'll probably do a live at 3 o'clock in the morning. That way he can do it, not when his wife's awake, because he doesn't want to wake his wife up. Andrew, you are the biggest fucking pussy that I've ever seen in my life. All due honesty. You make me laugh. You do. You truly make me laugh. Little pigs, let me in. Not by the hair of Rose's chinny chin. Oh, you ain't shitting. You ain't shitting.
What does grandpa have anything to do with
I
anybody?
know.
You can be a grandpa at any.
I
I was
know.
a grandmother at fucking 36
I
years
get
old.
it. Well, there's little one. There's one of your little trolls. There's one of your little minions. She's probably just as fat. She's probably just as fat as your wife, or she fucking laughs like a hyena. Take your pick.
He's doing the dishes. Fucking Helen.
Yeah, Helen, he's probably doing the dishes. Or no, he's not doing the dishes. He's scooping the litter boxes. No, he's
No,
not.
he's not
Even,
scooping.
no,
He's
he's not even
probably
doing that
dumping
either.
them.
He's not even redoing. He's not
He
even
might be
doing.
dumping them.
He's not even doing that either. He's cleaning out the already used roach traps that he's used for the last probably year. You know, he puts a flathead screwdriver in there and scrapes the body, the carcasses off of the cockroaches and throws them in the garbage. That's how nasty their fucking house is. Okay. Oh, and listen, you guys want to hear some shit? I got some shit. You know,
Tell the story with me.
being, as a child, you always have a favorite thing that you take in the tub. You know, I mean, my brother always used to bring his Transformers and all that bullshit in the fucking tub. I don't know if I ever did. My father and mother never told me if I did or not. My sister always used to take her baby dolls that way because she had to wash her hair. She had to wash her baby doll's hair.
He's not doing
Um, but I moved in with Andrew and Elisa, and me, I'm a clean freak. The bathroom's got to be fucking clean. Shower's got to be clean. I take magic erasers, bleach, wipe down the shower walls, the tub. Fuck, I mean, I'm anal when it comes to that shit. If the caulk is fucking even got one black spot on it, I fucking peel all the caulk out of there and I put all new waterproof caulk in there. Um, I'm very handy. Needless to say, like I said, I have a lot of different trades behind me, underneath my belt. Um, I can do a lot of shit, um, unlike other people per se. Not mentioning no names, Andrew, but you're one of them. Um, but I get in the shower, and I'm not thinking anything of it, and I just continue on, doing, take a shower every day, blah, 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 blah. And then, I get together with Tammy, and, Tammy and I start hanging out, and she starts staying there with me and stuff like that before we got our own place. And the one night, she goes and takes a shower, and she comes in the bedroom, and she says, I got it. She goes, Rob, she goes, I got to ask you a question. And I'm like, what? She goes, what's the deal with the rubber duckies in the shower? I'm like, what? Well, I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, what are the deals with the rubber duckies? Do the kids take baths and play with the duckies and stuff like that in the bathtub? I'm like, no. I'm like, those are Andrews. She goes, what the fuck you mean that they're Andrews? I'm like, Andrew takes a bath, and gets in the bath and plays with his rubber duckies in the bathtub. She goes, you're fucking kidding, right? I said, no, I'm not kidding. So Andrew likes taking baths with rubber duckies. He plays with rubber duckies in the fucking bathtub. Okay? I never judged him for the girls painting his nails. I mean, I know a lot of guys that paint their nails black. It's a Grateful Dead thing. Like the one guy I go to group with, I became close with. Him and I know a lot of different people from the outside world that we hung out with. He paints his nails black. He's a deadhead. But I've never heard of a grown ass man that plays with rubber duckies. And he gets all excited over certain shit. Like with a stuffed animal. Like a stuffed animal. Like, why? So yeah, Andrew, listen, you're a little fucked up in the head, buddy. I can just imagine what you do with those rubber duckies in the bathtub, to be honest with you. A little fucked up in my eyes, but hey,
They were all green.
hey, that's on you, buddy. If that's your thing to do, maybe you should put your rubber duckies away. That way people doesn't, because I never, even when I had Kaylin when she was younger,
That's not normal.
when she came to my house for 2 weeks, yeah, I mean, I bought her bubble bath and, bath chalk and all that shit, but she never asked for a rubber ducky. She never asked for a floating device or whatever the case may be. So I can just imagine what you've done with those rubber duckies. Okay? You never really properly cleaned them, so I can just imagine where you put them. Okay? So, bro, before you judge people, really find out your information. Just don't get your information from Andrew. You can feed off my live all you want. You can try to get all the information you want from me. I'll tell you now, just like I told you before. I can get the first mugshot I got done when I was 19 years old, and I can get the last mugshot that was done last year. I can get every fucking one in between them. You want to see them all? I'm not ashamed of my record. I know I fucked up. Okay? But one thing I can sit here and say, I don't think I'm better than anybody. But now, the more and more I sit and I think about it, I am. There are people that I am better than. Okay? I am better than Andrew. I'm a lot better than Andrew. I'm more of a man than Andrew will ever fucking be. Okay? I've owned 4 homes. I've owned cars. I've owned trucks, boats, snowmobiles, motorcycles, dirt bikes, 4-wheelers. I've owned it all. Materialistic things. You get them, you get rid of them. They're all replaceable. All replaceable. Unlike life itself. Life and time is irreplaceable. You know, Andrew, I've made more payments on vehicles and stuff like that than you've ever paid in a fucking bill. You can't pay your own child support. Like I said the other night, I witnessed your wife going and getting the money order and her filling it out and mailing it for you. Why did she have to fill it out? Why did she have to mail it out for you? Because you're an illiterate son of a bitch. That's why. Because you can't fucking spell. You probably can't even write the fucking word fuck, for Christ's sakes. Because you have to look it up on a fucking, you'd have to Google it. How do you spell fuck? Good thing for autocorrect. And that's another thing that Ro don't know how to use. Autocorrect. All these high-tech phones want to spend all this money on cell phones, but you don't know how to enable autocorrect. Why is that? Why is that? Because you are considered as a fucktardo. A fucktardo.
She didn't realize that was you. She might have timed you out. You'll be open. All right, are we ready for the comment? All right.
Okay.
So that was my dad. I wish she would have told me because she didn't know how to take the sick thing.
Yeah, Miss Mom, who did that? Miss Mama Bear? Who did that? Miss Mama Bear? No, it's okay. Yeah, Mama Bear, Mr. E guy, Mr. Ed or whatever. Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He's good. He's actually as a matter of fact, Mama Bear, he's one of my buddies that lives in Jersey. Listen, like I said, I have people all over the place. You know, Ro doesn't realize that, you know, my line of work, you know, me being in blacktopping for over 30 years of my life, it's a good thing because I met a lot of good people, you know, on and off of 30 years of my life. Probably 33 now. When I got married, I worked for my ex-wife's father and brothers for 4 years or 5 years before I even met her. So within that 4 or 5 years, I met a lot of the Rumneys. Okay, Rumneys. They call them gypsies. And then through the years, I met a lot more. I've worked in Jersey. I've worked in the Carolinas. I've worked in Georgia. All with the gypsies. There's a lot of gypsies still down in Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland. So like I said, I have people all over the place. I know people all over the place. So yeah, needless to say, I mean, Mr. Ed there, he's good. He's good. So we don't have to worry about him. But other than that, all right, let's get back onto the Andrew and row thing.
Anybody questions?
Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to put any input on this? Oh, Helen, she did research. She researched Pandy. Yeah, researching him, Helen. It'll definitely give you nightmares. That's for sure.
Come on. No.
Ooh.
Mama bears enough.
So yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free. I have no problem answering them. Depending on what you ask and who you are, that's what it comes down to. You know, a lot of people on here I haven't recognized, and it doesn't bother me. You know, you can ask the questions. If one of my moderators have an answer, maybe they'll answer you. I don't know.
It's probably earlier.
You know, so bro, you don't frighten me. You don't put no fear in my heart. You don't even intimidate me. You don't even get underneath my skin, bro. You know, it's sad because you guys don't have no life. You know, especially Andrew. Andrew, if you got to sit in front of a screen and a camera all day and just like thrive off people, I mean, have at it. You know, if that's what you choose to do, have fun doing it because you don't get under my skin. You truly, truly don't. You know, I'm sure you wish you could, but you definitely fucking can't. I'm a bigger person than that. You know, as you get older, you'll learn that. You know, you have no care in the world. What fucking care do you have in this world? Seriously. Seriously. You know, I'm sure that if you walked away right now from everything, that probably your kids wouldn't really give two shits, really, to be honest with you. And it's sad. You know, but then you get your little minions that want to do what they do. You can send all the little minions in on my live all you want. Restream me, do what you want to do. I don't care. Congrats on your sobriety. I know it ain't easy. No, it's not easy. It was a little difficult in the beginning. I had 145 days in there. Then I had a little speed bump, and then, you know, started drinking a little bit more and more. And I said, you know what? It's time to give this up and say, you know what? I'm good with it. I'm done. I've done it long enough. I've been drinking ever since I was 13 years old. So it's time to get my life back together. It's time to do things that I want to do, accomplish things in life. You know, so, and that's what I'm going to do. You know, I need to work on myself, you know. Um, if you don't mind me asking, Helen, are you still sober? And how long have you been sober? You know, regardless if it's alcohol or drugs, it doesn't matter. I mean, alcohol's a drug, you know. It's a narcotic. More or less, it's just legal. So Roe came in the SW case. Why? God only knows. Because of Andrew, probably. That's the only reason why You know, I mean, I remember in the beginning there were a lot of good people out there that got into the Summer Wells case, and they were really really concerned for that little girl, and um, you know, Andrew sits there and says all the time how people are still using her name to make money. Andrew, you did it. You did the same thing. You know, you even made money off of Allison. You know, um, you even had the balls to send somebody from your Panda crew, if it was considered as the Panda crew back then, a year ago maybe, when Allison was in the hospital. You sent one of your people there to fucking question people. You know, it's like, really, come on. You know, Helen, that's a whole no. That's gonna listen. You might want to sit on in on a couple more lives, because I think there's gonna be a couple of us. There's gonna be a couple of us that are going to get involved a little
We're
bit
just messing
more
around.
with the Summer Wells case. Um, and there's a lot. There's a few people. There's quite a few people actually that know a lot more than I do. Um, I'm really just starting to get into it. Um, I never met Candace or Don personally, but I do know Andrew personally. I do know Andrew's wife personally. So, and the people that went down with them to move to Tennessee, I knew them personally too. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Um, so there's questions out there that I have myself. I mean, because it's because of a little girl. You know, I would do this for I would do this for anybody that has a missing child or whatever the case may be. Doesn't matter if it's a child or if it's if it's a female.
Just ignore that comment.
Um,
The purple flower comment. Just ignore that for now.
so if it was
He's got it over
you know
words more time like
if Mama Bear, I would do the same for Mama Bear. I'm not the person to sit here and watch certain people come on to somebody else's live or panel or whatever and degrade them and talk down to them and over talk them and stuff like that. I'm not that type of person. I've jumped on a couple people's different lives and gotten involved, and I just don't tolerate it. Don't gang up on people. I mean, what I look at Andrew as is and his crew. That's what he calls them, the crew, the Panda crew. He sits there and says how his people are underneath the um, Panda protection. Panda protection.
Anything on the
You know,
chair because she'll be fucking on.
panda protection. What kind of panda protection can you give him? He can't protect himself. You know what I mean? Um, but I mean, nobody. I mean, I look at Andrew
She'll get up there. I didn't know you had more.
as a
Huh?
I didn't know you had more.
and his crew. I look at them
No, I'm
all
all my stuff up.
as bullies.
I'm bringing his stuff.
Is what they are. They're bullies. And yeah, Mama Bear, I laugh at that too. Panda protection. It's a
Aren't even aggressive.
and pandas aren't even really an aggressive species, so I don't know what kind of protection he's offering them.
They're not
Are you gonna offer them protection with your Timu sword, machete, whatever the fuck you call it, that you
It
were
looks plastic.
like you were fucking hanging over your shoulder, or your fucking Timu bat? Come on. You need a weapon because you
Sat right at the end of the bed, right?
can't fight with your hands.
And
You can't come up here with Uncle Rob.
in there.
You're a brat. Hi.
Face on there,
No. But yeah, Andrew, in the beginning, Andrew wasn't bad at it. You know, I mean, if Andrew just cut out all the bullshit, Andrew would probably be a very good YouTuber. Honestly, I can honestly sit here and say that. But he doesn't take things seriously. He likes that drama. He likes causing bullshit. He likes degrading people. He likes talking down to people. Have you ever heard the way he talks to females and about females and how he wishes death on people and
Does he like playing with us?
yeah, he's Wonder Man, not Wonder Woman. Yeah, I agree. But you know, you don't do that. You know, and YouTube is not the place to do that. You know, the R word is not supposed to be used on YouTube. Andrew uses it all the time. He also uses the N word. You know, that black people don't like. You know, he uses that quite often. There's actually a video out there of him using it on a video. And his wife shut him right down, told him don't do that in front of the one daughter. But, you know, but that's Andrew. You know, Andrew will do anything to get himself attention. He'll do anything to have somebody make
Tell
a
Helen
smart.
no.
Who's very offensive?
No, Helen, tell her no about True.
Wanna go in my room?
Tell her no about True.
Yeah.
All right, no about True.
Say Helen.
Helen.
Tammy's saying no about True.
Tammy says no about True. Yes, he has. He just has no respect. Well, for one, you got to have respect for yourself before you can have respect for others. You know. But Andrew is Andrew. Nobody can change him. He's a grown-ass man, is what he says. Well, grown-ass men, you know, support their family. Whatever money he does earn, or whatever, or however he earns it, God only knows how the fuck he earns it. He goes out and buys stupid shit. You know, he thinks going to the Dollar Tree and buying $10 worth of fake flowers that his wife already has fucking probably $500 worth of fake flowers in her hutch that just collect dust.
I'm gonna take my glasses off.
He buys them, you know, thinking that's a big deal. And then when she says something, he gets, you know, like, why'd you buy them? Oh, you don't appreciate anything I do for you. Oh, you know, and just to let everybody know, Helen, that is, you said True was in New York with a small blonde child in a car.
She was up in New York, but I don't know if she was ever there.
Yeah, she was in New York. I think True was in New York, but I just don't know when and I don't know where.
We could try to find out though.
Well, we can definitely try to find out. Checked in her location on Facebook. Oh, okay. Andrew is grandest up there with y'all.
That's what she is.
I don't know who this purple flower is, but he comes. Whoever it is, they come out with some stupid shit, which is probably one of Andrew's fucking little trolls.
Like I said, time will tell who everybody is. That's why we're taking this all slow and not rushing into a lot of shit.
You know, but I like coming up here. You know, like I said, you know, I make it a joke. I can get serious. I have been on serious lives with Mama Bear. I've actually been on lives with Mama Bear to where, you know, many other different females have been on there that are very, very serious. And those women are nothing to be played with. Trust
Once we
me.
started, there's not going to be any drama. Oof.
And once we get into
You want to help me? Here, come here.
a little bit more seriousness with the Summerwells thing,
Push it. Help. Push it. Now push
we're
it.
going to get serious. It's not going to be none of that over talking bullshit. It's not going to be being disrespectful. If you come on and you want to be disrespectful or you say something stupid, you're going to be timed out or you're going to be just blocked. You know, that's what it's going to come down to. Because it's not about you and it's not about anybody else. It's about that little girl. You know, so, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions. And Helen, you know.
And I'll use my YouTube for it to be.
And the thing is, Helen, is that is going to be, those are going to be the lives that you're going to want to probably get in on. For the fact is, because you probably have a lot of questions. You might even have information yourself that you've done research on
People have been distracting this shit for
that
way
could
too long.
probably help. But there's females in here. There's people. There's just everyday people that are very, very serious about the Summer Walls case.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at it and laugh. You know, Andrew's wife Elisa made the mistake of going on live and saying,
That's when I.
"For fuck's sake, you know, she's been gone for 4 years. Leave it alone." No, you can't leave it alone. What would happen if that was her child?
You're not getting that water.
Okay. Hello, Miss Connie. Booby shake. Oh boy.
In the room.
You know, so yeah, I mean, most definitely, Helen, you're definitely going to want to be in on those lives. And the ones that you're definitely going to want to get involved in when it comes to the Summer Walls case, probably. I know Mama Bear, she's involved with it. Act Right, she's one of my moderators. And many other of my moderators are very, very into it. And like I said, I did this as a joke. You know, somebody pulled me out of the woodwork because they like to talk shit. I usually don't. I usually get on here. Even when I used to do the lives with Andrew, you know, when I first started really checking out the YouTube shit, I would get on there and joke around, and Mama Bear will tell you that. Connie will tell you that. Even Dippy was involved. Andrew, you know, there was a bunch of us, and like I said the other night, we used to video chat each other all the time. I mean, we used to video chat each other probably once a day, if not once a night, if not twice a day. You know, Connie can tell you that. Mama Bear, most definitely. You know, but what brought me out, Helen, is when Andrew and his wife got pissed off because I started talking to Mama Bear. Well, guess what? Mama Bear didn't do nothing to me. I didn't do nothing to Mama Bear. I'm going to talk to Mama Bear. You know, Mama Bear's a good person. Act Right's an awesome person. Mama Bear's an awesome person. Connie's a good person. There's a lot of very, very good people out there in the YouTube world that take things very seriously, unlike the other fucktards that think everything is a joke. Okay? I don't know if you've really noticed with the Andrew and the Panda crew, they're all fucking jokes, honestly. You know, and Tammy's right. You know, Andrew brought all this drama on himself. You know, Andrew's a very, very shady person. I really never seen that, you know, until I started seeing a little bit more and more lives of his. And then with the Summer Walls case, how he would contradict himself on a lot of shit. You know, just for example, 1 minute he tells you that he never met Summer, then one live he says he's never met the little girl, then another live he'll say how he played with the little girl. Come on, you know, I mean, you really got to pay attention to what you're saying and what you're putting on a live. You know, you got to be very careful. You know, Connie says, I care about Summer, and it ain't right. Nobody's been arrested. even for the stuff we know 100% they did. Very true, Connie, very true. And it's a shame. I just don't understand. I just don't understand how Candace, which is the mother, can go on a live, be drunk or under the influence of whatever the case may be, and talk the way she does, but not but not once does she say anything about her child. Not once. Why? It's Andrew, and one thing, if you really pay attention to Andrew makes up his story as he goes. I think, because like I said, he contradicts himself on a lot of shit. He lies so much that he believes his own lies. One minute he didn't meet her, next minute he didn't meet her. Um, One minute he knew Jose, next minute he didn't know Jose. Jeffy and Jose, room together. They roommate together, I guess. I never got to meet Jose. Um, I think I might have met one or two of his family members or whatever the case may be, but never really spoke about him. Um, as far as I know, Jose was a decent person. Yeah, he was maybe a little fucked up in the head. Maybe he used drugs, maybe he was a bad drinker. But who am I to judge somebody like that when I've drank myself? I've done a little bit of the booger sugar per se, but it is what it is. Um, Andrew lives in a world of his own. He doesn't know how to deal with the world on an everyday life situation. And what I mean by that is getting up every morning and going to work, doing a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 6 or a 9 to 7 job or a night shift, or getting a paycheck every week and paying bills and making sure your family's provided for. Why? I don't know. You know, was he brought up wrong? Who do we have to blame for it? But like I said, you're your own person. As you get older, you become a better person. At least you're supposed to. I don't think Andrew will ever become a better person, for the fact is because he doesn't want to become a better person. You know? But that's Andrew. If Andrew chooses to do it that way, he chooses to do it that way. You know, he made a lot of them end their life on that hill clear. Yes, he did. I watched that one interview with Jose, you know, and he came out with a lot of shit. Like I was dumbfounded. Like I was dumbfounded, truly dumbfounded. Um, yeah. Stop trying to bring Jose into this too as a distractor. Yeah. I mean, me personally, and I'll say this on a personal note. I mean, this is my opinion. I truly, truly don't believe that Jose had anything to do with that little girl's disappearance or whatever happened to her. Um, because just by the way, his interview went and what he actually talked about and what he has witnessed with his own two eyes, I cannot see. I mean, you could tell, you could just hear it in his voice that he had a good heart, and he cared about that little girl. It probably haunted him, you know, that something happened to that little girl and he couldn't save her. We don't know that. I'm just like I said. That's my opinion. But it is what it is. I can't. I mean, nobody can change anything. The only thing we can do is just keep on wishing that, we get people get new information, and the case gets solved. And like I said before, Helen, it's probably not going to be the authorities that actually solve the case. I hate to say that because I wish the authorities could be a little bit more um, involved in it and take it a little bit more serious. But then this is the question: is law enforcement involved? Is there somebody that they have dirt on? You know, that's a good question. That's a good question. Because we don't know. We don't know as concerned adults, concerned citizens, concerned parents. We don't know. I'm hoping and praying that the little girl's still with us. I'm hoping that nothing bad happened to her. I'm hoping and praying that maybe somebody maybe somebody took her to give her a better life. Maybe it was arranged or something. I don't know. I can't say yes. I can't say no. That's my opinion. I mean, I hope that happened. I hope they don't find this little girl's remains or anything. Um, the little girl was what, 4 years old, 5 years old when she went missing. It's a shame. You know, um, I know if it was my kid, I would go above and beyond to do what I have to do to find out what happened. And it's like these people, and I wouldn't give a shit if it was a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I would do it until the day I died because that is my child. That's my child. You know, but Jose, he was a very concerned person. He had a heart. Hey, he had his issues. Everybody's got issues. I don't hold it against him because he had issues, or if he did drugs, or if he did drink alcohol or whatever the case may be. I don't know how he lived his life. I don't know what kind of lifestyle he had. I don't know what kind of family life he had. I don't know exactly what happened with him and his family. I don't know what happened with him and his kids and his wife. I don't know. I can't sit here and say that. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to just assume something that happened. And Connie, you made a good point. A person can have issues and still see what he sees. Absolutely. And the thing is Jose's seen a lot. And maybe it'll come out. That's all I can say. Maybe it'll come out. But we will definitely, and like I said before, Helen, we will definitely get more involved in this. Especially when it comes to a few more people in here. Definitely Mama Bear will be involved. Probably Connie. And I'm sure, I'm very surprised that my other very lovely females are not in here tonight. And I will actually mention their names and tell them that I was thinking about them. Nada, Act Right, A1, SS Brown Baby, Suzette, and I'm sure I'm missing others. But those women are the ones that you're going to definitely want to be on a live with when it comes to the Summer Walls case. Because they have a little bit more knowledge and a little bit more information than I do. The more and more I follow it, the more and more I talk about it with them, especially Mama Bear and even Act Right sometimes. Even SS Brown Baby. I find out a little bit more information each time, because like I said, I'm new at this. I'm new.
'Cause it's
Um,
too warm out.
But I'm gonna take advantage of it. You know, I'm gonna get a little bit more involved in it. You know, I'm really looking forward to it.
If anybody ever wants fun and drama, we'll go over to my channel.
You know, and the thing is, you know, I can do 2 channels, I guess, or whatever the case may be. Um, I can get serious on one channel when it comes to the summer well stuff, and then I can make another channel to, you know, let's play around, you know. But I've been on here an hour and 15 minutes, and it is 11:15. I had a long day. Like I said, I did my meeting tonight. I had meetings this afternoon and this morning. I went and got my Vivitrol shot for my alcohol, for my cravings, which worked very well. I didn't have one craving at all. But other than that, I'm going to get off. I'm gonna shut this down.
Somebody else reached me to do my bad.
But I do greatly appreciate everybody coming up here.
No one's on.
I love you all for supporting us. And like I said, Helen, you're going to definitely want to get involved in those lives when it comes to the Summer Wells thing. When we get up here and do it, we're just going to make a date. Mama Bear and I will definitely get together and figure something out and get the other girls involved. But on that note, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Thank you for being on my panel. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate the support. And I will talk to you guys very soon. So with that being said, have a good night, everybody. I love you all.
Love you guys.
We had them going, then went on. She played right along with